sharing with you in this video how to stop recreating the same mistakes and learn faster when creating your goals. And so what this is going to do is make it so that you let go of the belief that things always have to have resistance and always have to be hard. Like what's happening, I believe, is that a lot of people have an unwillingness to accept the belief that it can become a natural part of who you are to have what you want. It doesn't need to be some outlandish thing that sort of feels very like sort of airy fairy and it's like out there. It's like what you want, any desire you have can become a norm for you. No matter how big the desire, no matter how outlandish it might seem, if you can imagine it, if your heart wants it, if you really want it, then you absolutely, without me having to tell you, you should know that you 100% deserve to have it. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to do this is to really have self-awareness while taking action in your life. And it sounds simple, but I want you to really integrate this. So what I would really want for you is every single action that you take, don't forget, don't lose attention of your attention itself, of your beingness, of your consciousness, of your truth. When you do this, when you live from a place of self-reflection, where you're always self-reflecting while you're taking every single moment, you're sort of not letting your life energy fall too much in the external world. You're coming from a place of energetic independence. You hold that energy from within. You're not giving away all your power energetically, spiritually. What begins to happen is that your actions become infused with divine intelligence. Everything that you do becomes sort of, it comes with a sense of not knowing, but at the same time there's a knowing, there's a gnosis of the power of being connected to the present moment as it is, letting that guide your actions. That's one of the first steps to be able to create what you want in a much easier way without having all the unnecessary baggage while you do it. And so the second thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to stop recreating the same mistakes and learn faster when creating your goals and what you want is to follow your highest intuition slash quote unquote feeling. And what I'm talking about here is not necessarily a good or a bad feeling. It's not even a feeling necessarily at the form level. What I'm pointing to is a deeper quote unquote intuition that transcends any positive or negative emotion whatsoever. It's just always there. It's the truth of your consciousness that's always been there since the very first moment you could ever remember that you were conscious. It's sort of this sense that you exist. That sense that you exist, that connection to the present moment, that's what we need to start to follow, to start to create ourselves to be who we actually want to be, and then stop recreating those old versions of ourselves over and over and over. And then again, of course, expecting different results that never come. If you want to achieve a different result in your life, you have to be something different that you've never been before. So while trusting your highest intuition, the last thing that I want to share with you in this video is to have an understanding that you have to take new actions. You have to be something different. Again, you can't not be different and then expect to get different outcomes in your life. So here's another way to say it. Whatever got you to where you are in your life right now is not going to get you to the next level. In order to get to the next level, you're going to have to be different. You are going to have to show up differently. And the only way for you at the form level to actually change is when you're connected to the formless level of who you are prior to form, so that you can stay not identified with the identity, allowing you to shift more freely from identity to identity because you're not attached to who you've been in the past. For example, if you believe like, oh, I'm just a person that's not sociable, like I just don't have social skills, that's just not who I am, I don't do that. What you're doing there is you're limiting yourself to actually be a person that can have social skills. Or maybe you say like, I'm not a person that's confident in this area, like I'm not a good actor. I've never been a good actor. But it's like maybe you want to be a good actor, but you're saying because you've never been a good actor now you can't be. And that's what you call limiting belief, a limiting belief. And that's based upon something upon the past. Of course, right? And then what people don't realize is that it's not of course, because that's what it sounds like when we talk about it in a conversation like this. But in the moment, these feelings and emotions can be so enticing and just sort of make you want to attach to them. And so what we're doing is we're becoming conscious of them while we're living from self-awareness, to see that you don't need to attach to the limitations telling you you can't be whoever it is that you want to be, that you can't create yourself to be the person that you actually want to be. There's no more need for limitation, and a better way to say it is attachment to the limitation, because of course limitation is inevitable, but do we have to attach to it? No, we don't. We can just be conscious that a limitation may be presenting itself to you in this present moment, but by no means do you have to identify with it. Choose it to be your identity. Choose it to be who you are. What you want to do is be conscious of who you really are while you're taking these new actions, and then change into that person that you have to be. Take those actions that you know that you have to do, and then start doing them. And then let go of all the resistance that's telling you that maybe you're being an imposter syndrome. Doesn't feel natural to me, feels uncomfortable to me, this feels unnatural, it's not really me. All of these terms sort of become redundant and not true anymore when you see that you at a form level is just changing to whatever who you really want to be prior to anything, who you truly want to be at that consciousness level. Whatever wants to come through in that moment, whatever wants to move through you, that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And say, at the end of the day, that's who you really are. You are the deeper divine intelligence that's sort of using the body and the mind as an instrument to create whatever it is that you want. And at the end of the day, if you want to become a new identity, you have to have as little attachment to your ego as possible. And nobody wants to tell you this. Everybody wants to tell you to just take more action, which is good. Taking high volume action is good. Everyone's just going to tell you work harder, which is good. Working hard is good. Nothing wrong with that. Everyone's going to tell you be consistent, and there's nothing wrong with being consistent. But what a lot of people fail to realize is that essence behind it all, where it's not just about the actions that you're taking and the technique that you're doing. It's about how you're doing what you're doing. It's the place that you're coming from. If you're coming from a deeper place within yourself, that's what's again going to infuse your action with authenticity and a spiritual essence that people will feel and want to connect with you more, because you're actually truly letting go of your old identity while you're choosing the new by taking those new actions that you decide as a result of being now who you decided to be and who you wanted to be in that present moment.